learn how to create a custom object. So once you log in into the Salesforce org, this is a UI. So here you can see there is an option called Object Manager. So we need to click on this Object Manager. So it will redirect it to this page. So here we have here we can see all the existing objects and their API names. If you want to edit any object, then you can go ahead and edit here. But if you want to create a new custom object, then you need to click on this create and then click on custom object, and you need to give a label for the custom object. So it is used for tabs, page layouts and reports. So you can give any name. So as of now, give a student has a name. You need to give in a plural form as well, like students. And then again, it's a object API name. So generally we will use API names in coding and SOQL queries and Apex. So we need to scroll down here. So here, if you check this checkbox, it will automatically redirect it to the tab page. Otherwise, once the object is created, we need to go ahead and create a tab for the object. So if you check this checkbox, it will automatically redirect it to the particular page. So click on save. You need to select any tab styling. So here, basically, these are all the settings. Once we um, learning about security model. So when we are learning profiles, then I will explain. So what is a profile and how that will control the security model. It means whoever the user owning that particular profile. So whether the profile user will able to view this particular tab or not. So as of now, what I'm doing here, I'm defaultly opening access to all the profiles. But if you want to specify any particular profile, so you can go ahead and set the settings here. So if you select this default on, it means what in whatever the profiles you are having for the particular profiles, for all the profiles the tab will be automatically defaultly on. Otherwise we can off the tab and we can hidden the tab. So as of now I'm defaultly on I'm selecting. So it means everyone, so all profile users will get access for this particular tab. So again, it's axis. So we have different applications like custom application and standard applications. uh, so on which applications you want to include this tab. So here I'm including it in all the tabs. Otherwise, if you want to specify in any specific application, then you can select that particular application here. So click on save. It's done. So you have created an object and you have created a tab for it, so you can access this particular tab. So here you can see always a custom objects will, we can easily identify the custom objects. It will end with underscore underscore c. So for the standard objects there will be a no underscore 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 c. So if any object which API name consists underscore underscore c, means it's a custom object. So here you can see here now, suppose if you want to add any other fields in this particular object, then you need to go to the object manager and you need to search your object student. So you can see student, the API name is student underscore underscore. You can clearly see it's a custom object. So click on here, you can edit this object. and you can add whatever the fields you want. So first let's see how it will looks in that application. Click on here. Okay, you can give any name, like I'm giving, it will create a new record for this. Okay, so if you want to add different types of fields, then we can go ahead and create a, you want to store any name, city, or any village name, or any text kind of data, then we'll create a text field. Or if you want to store any number data, so then we will use a number field to store that particular data. So where we will create these fields, and we have different types of data types and fields. So if you want to store any email, so email address, then we have an field called email. So we can use that particular data type to store that particular email format. So let me go back there. So how to add fields in this particular object, so it's very pretty simple. So you can navigate in two different ways. The first thing is you can go ahead with directly like edit object, otherwise you need to click on setup, so it will redirect it to the home page. So then you need to go to the object manager. Okay, here, click on here. So then you can type students. So whatever the object name, you can give any name. So it should be a proper name should be there. You can see, click on here, click on edit here. So here, fields and relationships, if you want to create any fields in your data table or a custom object, then we need to come here, and here you need to create a new field. So click on new. So you can see these are all the different data types, and you can see the description of the particular data types, what we can store here. So our relationships we will learn later, and formula fields and auto numbers we will learn later. First we'll concentrate the simple data types, then we'll go to the complicated data types. So first thing is like a checkbox. So what it will do, so it will create a checkbox. Suppose if you want to store check some kind of information, like he's an existing customer or it's a new customer, there is a checkbox. If you check that checkbox, it means it's a new customer, existing customer. It's simple true or false kind of thing, so it's just a checkbox. So let me create a one field. Okay, and we have different data types. You can see here, if you want to store any currency kind of information, you can select currency. If you want to store any date information, like or close date or expiry date or renewal date, so we can use the date data type. And date and time, if you want to store both and date and time, then you can go with this data type. And email, a number, a percentage, and phone field, if you want to store any phone data. These are the different fields. So first, so how it works, then we'll go one by one. Okay, so click on next. Then you need to give the name of the particular field name. So I want to give a name as active student, means, or active. Okay, just I will select as active to identify the student is an active student or is an inactive student. So you can select values like default values, whether the value always should checked or unchecked. And you can give a description about what exactly this field means, and you can give any help text as well. I will show you later what is help text. If you want to give any description about this particular field, then you can go ahead and give the description about this particular field. Okay, next, click on next. So again, these things are like security things, like the particular profile user is able to view this field or not. So I will explain these two things later. So when we are learning about security model, then I will explain this thing. As of now, leave it these two things. Okay, click on next. Again, it's like page layouts, in which page layout you want to show this particular field, or if there are multiple page layouts, then if you don't want to show this field on a particular page layout, then you can uncheck this here. But as of now, we have only one page layout. That's the reason we are able to view only one page layout. I will explain the page layout next. Once the fields, data types and fields are done, then we'll go ahead and learn about page layouts, and later on we will learn the security model. But as of now, leave it. So click on save. Okay, go back here and you can confirm here the field is already available, like active, and the data type is checkbox. And don't get confused, these three fields, or we didn't create it, but these three fields are automatically there. It's by default field. Now you can see here, it's a checkbox thing, checkbox kind of thing. So you can see, here it's I just given a name. I can select it's a active student or non-active student. It's just simple data type called checkbox. Okay, click on save. Similarly, if you want to store the text data, then what we need to do, we need to go to the same navigation like object manager, and then you need to select a particular object, and you have to select edit object. Then you will be redirected to this page, and you need to click on fields and relationship, then click on new. Okay, and again we have date. Okay, you can select a date data types to store the date. You click on next. So here you can mention the label name. So I'm just mentioning joining date. Okay, click on next, click on save. So again, we need to go ahead and check whether the field is updated or not. It's not updated. We will refresh one more time. Okay, now you can see here. So we created a data type, so it looks like this. So you can select any particular date. Okay, so and you can give the student name as whatever you want. It's active student, and this is his joining date. Okay, so click on save.